With increased fertilizer costs, producers need to be more intentional with their applications. Profit margins will be slim if you keep with the status quo. Throughout this video, we will highlight some important tips to help you combat these high fertilizer costs. We know you always hear do a soil test, and you always think about doing it when you need to be putting out fertilizer. Just do the soil test. Knowing the nutrient levels in your pasture is the only way to know what nutrients are needed. This is not the year to apply triple 17 and have no idea how much nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium your fields really need. Applying too much fertilizer is a waste of money. Applying too little fertilizer will result in less than optimum forage production. It is also important to evaluate your lower producing pastures at this time. Do you have fields that struggle to be productive, often have more weeds, or have you seen a transition in forage species, more summer annuals than fescue? Have you fertilized these fields to encourage more summer season grasses? Do you need lime? Often poor forage production can be related to low pH. That's why doing a soil test is very vital. A pH of 6.2 is optimum for fescue pastures and fields. Another strategy is to unroll hay in these pastures for winter feeding. This will increase the fertility and help improve forage stands. The seed from the seed heads in the bale of hay can germinate to either increase forage diversity or increase plant population. It can get expensive quickly in the cattle business. Between land prices and production costs, it's easy to see how producers feel the need to fit as many animals as possible into their operation. However, there is a point to where too many animals will cost you in the long run. Finding the sweet spot where your pastures can support your herd numbers without a lot of additional inputs is key. Often producers forget to include calves when considering how many animals an operation can sustain. You also can add additional forages like clover to your pastures. Frost seeding clover is a good option in February to increase pounds of forage produced per acre. Adding clover to pastures is a great way to reduce the effects of fescue toxicosis. Distribution of manure throughout your pastures is an added bonus of rotational and intensive grazing, along with an increase in grazing efficiency. Admittedly, rotational grazing and intensive grazing takes more thought and planning initially, but after some practice and time, it can be just as quick or quicker than putting out hay. If you can source other options like animal manures, utilize them this year. Just keep in mind that depending on the type you use will affect the rate of application. For example, when poultry litter is surface applied to pastures, an estimated 30% of the nitrogen is lost through volatilization. 60% is available to the plant the first year, and 10% is not available until after the first year. Rotating fertilizer application from year to year is a good option. After you price fertilizer for all your acreage this year, this may be the option you come to. Good record keeping will be important to track what is applied to each field. With forage being removed 2 or more times a year, all bets are off with hayfields. With each harvest, soil nutrients are being removed by the forage plant. Think of this like a bank account. You can't keep making withdrawals without eventually needing to make a deposit. Even in a challenging year, nutrients will need to be replenished. It is important for producers to evaluate their own operations. If you have any questions or concerns before taking these actions, please contact your local extension office.